Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon.
And I'm Tony Kornheiser. Wilbon and I have been hosting PTI for LeBron's entire career.
So we thought we'd give you a look back on how our perceptions of him have evolved over the years.
Yours have evolved. I had his back from the jump.
Yeah, you slurped him from the jump. Roll the tape.
I do think that LeBron James is the real thing. He is as good as advertised.
We start with LeBron James, the Ohio high school basketball sensation, who everyone can see tonight on ESPN2. Mike, I come from an area where they televise the high school football game of the week, and so I have nothing against putting high school kids on TV, and I think there's news value in seeing LeBron James. But I can't get the word exploitation out of my mind. Help me out. How come I feel so uneasy about this?
I can't help you, Tony, because I feel uneasy about it too. My father had a phrase, too much, too soon. And that doesn't just apply to LeBron James. It applies to all these kids now. Culturally, I don't know how any kid can be ready for this. You know that Adidas and Nike are apparently at war over this kid already?
I read about that the school is under contract to one of the shoe companies.
Yeah, St. Vincent St. Mary's under contract to Adidas.
And the kid came out wearing Nikes the other day. So now at this game tonight, there'll be 4,000 representatives from every shoe company there. There'll be NBA scouts. There's no college scouts because the kid's not going to college.
There'll be media. Let's be fair about this. This game's on ESPN2.
I think
the
we're all
Washington
part of
Post,
this.
I know, is covering this. I'm sure the New York Times is. Everybody's part of it.
I think we're all part of this, but the genie's out of the bottle. I mean, sports is so big in America. If you have somebody with this kind of talent, a prodigy, how do you not put him on TV? By the same token, the only reason this TV game exists is for this kid, and the kid's not getting any money. It has come to our attention that LeBron James is now driving a $50,000 Hummer with 3 TV sets inside, which is a pretty good ride for a high school kid. It seems his mom took out a bank loan, apparently based on LeBron's future earnings potential, and bought him the car as a gift. Now, Wilbon, what do you think about this? For you, does it lean more toward illegal or just cheesy?
Neither. I don't want to hear any criticism.
Are you going to buy? You don't think a Hummer
I'm going
for
to
an
go
18-year-old kid?
I don't know. Hey, an 18-year-old kid is on ESPN2 all the time, isn't he? He's in Pauley Pavilion. They're selling tickets for $25, so it's okay for everybody to have a piece of something. Everybody else can pay for their ride.
How about a Volvo or a Catera?
No, that would be you and me, okay? But good. But you know what this raises?
Oh,
This is Pandora's box.
It is illegal in college. It is illegal to obtain a loan obtain anything based on your future earnings. Right. That's a written law.
Well, not a law. It's the NCAA rule.
It's probably a good rule because it prevents a whole bunch of people from going out and slathering your kid with money.
Court. You know that.
LeBron James didn't break any rule in high school because there is no rule in high school.
That's right.
And why, Dr. Wilbon, is there no such rule in high school?
Because this did not exist until now.
While the Pistons have indicated they're picking Darko, new coach Larry Brown reportedly prefers Carmelo Anthony. Which of the top 3 do you think will make the best pro?
I'd gladly take any of the 3 of them, but I am a Carmelo Anthony guy. He can shoot it. He can handle it. We don't know if he can play defense, but we don't know about the other 2 either. And he's 6'8". Personality. I like him.
Okay, LeBron has personality. And all things being equal, LeBron 1 year behind Carmelo in school. Yeah. Had LeBron come out after his junior year, people said he would have been the #1 draft pick in the entire NBA. Now, I personally think that if Darko maxes out...
Ahead of Yao Ming, but go right ahead.
If Darko maxes out, I believe he's the best of the bunch.
I would take any of the top 3 picks and be quite happy with it.
There is the man of the hour in probably the most anticipated debut of any first-year athlete in any sport. For a dunk. Here he comes the other way. There's your first James Jam of his career.
Why were you so skeptical about this kid when 2 years ago, when he finished his junior year in high school, people said he would be the #1 pick?
Scouts have missed on a lot of guys. Scouts have said a lot of guys can do this when they get to the pros. I want to see it. You don't get extra credit for coming out of high school. I want to see it against the pros. He did it in, I know it's only 1 game.
Wait, now I'm going to go the other way.
He did it in Sacramento.
Okay, well, I'm going to go the other way now and say that it's only 1 game.
It is only 1 game.
And he did it against a team that does not play any defense in particular.
Well,
now, he's got to go back to the East and slog it out with teams that are closer to the ground and bang you around a little bit. But what impressed me most, because I've seen him play. I watched those high school games.
No, you didn't see this? I don't care about high school.
But I watched him play.
He's shooting over dudes who are 5'2" in high school.
What impressed me most was this was a big stage. And he came up large on a big stage.
Rookie of the Year, Bron or Melo?
It's LeBron. He's the best rookie player. I know Carmelo is a great player, and his Denver team is well improved record-wise over Cleveland, but the other guy's a better player.
Don't give me better player. You don't know. When did you turn into a super scout?
What are you talking about? I've been covering this for 35 years.
Carmelo Anthony, Tony, has taken his team to heights that only previously Tim Duncan and David Robinson have taken their teams to rookie. Better than Larry Bird. So you can do all that head bobbing if you want. The fact is, you got into bed, with LeBron early on when you said, oh, LeBron should come out when he's a sophomore in high school. And you can't shift gears even though Melo. This reminds me very much of young Michael Jordan, who in his first 3 years in the NBA was unable to get the Bulls a winning record. The Bulls had a losing record 3 years ago.
But they got into the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's because I guess the East was much worse than it is now.
It's not like he's not trying. Did he have 28 and 17 last night?
Tony, he has huge games. So did Jordan. It's about leadership. Those guys at this stage, Jordan was 24, I guess.
Jordan
LeBron
said he could not be the leader as a young man.
Could not bring himself to tell 30-year-old grown men what to do and lead them in that way. Maybe LeBron is finding that difficult.
LeBron James had a wide-open three available to him with 9 seconds to go in a game the Cavaliers were down 2 points. But instead of taking that shot, he passed to a teammate, Sasha Pavlovic. Pavlovic did not get a shot. Mike, I don't know how much money Mr. Pavlovic makes, but it ain't as much as LeBron James makes.
No.
You left 2 phone messages at my house last night saying, how can LeBron not take that shot?
LeBron's like he's playing hot potato. I mean, the ball wasn't in his hands for a second and a half. Boom! He sends it over to a player. You're going, why is he passing off to him?
LeBron James, under 10 seconds to win or tie in his career, is 2-for-15.
Versus Carmelo, by the way. You always taking a little needle to
Carmelo's better.
7 of 11 in shots under 10 seconds to win or tie.
He's got to know this. It's not being selfish. He's the best player there. He's got to make that. He had free throw opportunities to tie the game and missed those as well.
Yes, he did.
Last night in beating Detroit, LeBron had 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists. He had no points in the third quarter, but he had 13 points in the fourth quarter, including 5 of 5 from the line. LeBron said, quote, I live for the fourth quarter. I told my teammates, get me to the fourth quarter, and if it's close, I'll try to win the game, unquote.
You know what he's done, Tony? LeBron is learning on the fly. Again, where would he have had this experience before? He's done a great job at first, not knowing what to do, and people on him. He played through that, whether it's passing or shooting, learning how to take over games. He has figured it out to a great degree, not completely. They still got to go back to Detroit for Game 5.
Are you finally going to say that you like LeBron better than Carmelo?
See, Tony, here's what I do.
Better than Carmelo?
I say it when it happens, Tony.
Working it down, 5 seconds, 4, 3, James scores with 2.2 to go. 48 points for LeBron James.
LeBron James has all the star power there can possibly be. I mean, he's 22 years old. He's getting to the finals way ahead of Michael Jordan, who was, I think, 27 or 28 when he first got to the finals.
There was a little thing called college in the middle there for Jordan.
This kid came into the league with more scrutiny than anyone since Patrick Ewing, and he handled it very, very well.
Yes.
It seems his teammates like to play with him. This is a very good development for the NBA.
James gets it, fires up a quick three. Won't go. Smith the rebound, back out, stolen by House, and that'll do it. The Celtics are going back to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2002.
I think that to be a great player, these are exactly the games you have to win. And if you have 45 and you need 49, you have to get 49. And I'm not saying that LeBron James isn't a great player, but I think the certification comes when you do the Jordan-like thing or the Magic Johnson-like thing, and in a close game, you
did that
win it.
At Detroit.
No, you win it.
At Detroit.
You win the game 7.
Not even
you
Jordan.
win it.
Not even Jordan and Magic did it all the time. They had failures on the road in big games too.
I know you guys have been sitting around your houses for the last 9 days and been wondering who we gonna play. You guys have been getting a little bored, so I don't want to take much of your time because I'm ready to get on the court too. So let's enjoy the night and let's go, baby.
34 points, 10 rebounds later, the Cavaliers had cruised to a game-1 victory. Tone, what do you think of the way LeBron handled that situation?
I find myself liking him almost all the time. It's never about him. He always makes it very clear to thank the people who came before him. He always makes it very clear to thank the teammates. In this case, he took the temperature of the room and he said, let's go play. The fallout of this one game, which was not even a season-ending game, has been minutely examined and is being considered a referendum on LeBron's entire NBA career to this point. Wilbon, is this fair?
Yep. Yes, it is. This is topic A. As a matter of fact, this topic A, B, C, D, and E in the NBA circles today.
He had a terrible game, didn't seem passionate about it at all, and afterwards, didn't seem particularly passionate about. You know what he looked like?
What?
He looked to me like a guy who knew he was leaving town.
The Boston Celtics with the huge upset. They advance to the conference finals. And Cleveland fans wondering if that's the last time he'll take off a Cavalier jersey.
No, he's not going to leave his home state and the team closest to his hometown. He's not going to run out on his people. So in theory, I can see it happening.
Right.
I mean, maybe even Miami, New Jersey. Wow. Look, it sounds like LeBron is leaning to Chicago. If you believe the indications, Tony, I've said this all along. Why wouldn't LA seriously get into it?
You've said
more attractive than the
Cleveland.
Nets.
You've said Chicago. You've said
Cleveland. You know why?
You've said everything.
Because Los Angeles wasn't a player until now. If Stephen buys that team,
The answer to the question everybody wants to know, LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat. I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
We do everything now by stupid reality TV. We live our lives like that now. And so I don't know that LeBron did this differently than most people would now who are rich and famous and want their time in the sun. I will say this. It's all of a sudden I see people in Cleveland who didn't say one critical word of LeBron ever. And now LeBron is the worst thing in the world. I understand they're hurt, but stop.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
I just think it's interesting. I understand LeBron James at that particular celebration. All of those guys felt great. But 7 titles? I say 3 and 4 years. What do you think?
Minimum, I'd say that's exactly right. At least that. Anything under that, and then they'll have failed.
The Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. The first title in franchise history. A bitter finish to a year that was really championship or failure, according to most people, including the Miami Heat players.
He had 18 points total in 6 fourth quarters.
Terrible.
He was down 9 points from his regular season average. It's the biggest drop-off of a guy who scores 25 or more in the history of the game. Yeah. So he had all the terrible things that can happen to him have happened to him in this year.
All of them? Really?
The Boston Celtics on the verge of knocking the Miami Heat out of the playoffs. In winning Game 5 in Miami, Boston seemed to make every huge play down the stretch. As for the Heat, LeBron said, quote, "We played well enough to win. That's all you can ask for," unquote.
When you put $350 or so million into 3 players, you're demanding, if you're the owner, if I was the owner of that team, I'd be demanding they win.
This is about the collapse of the Miami Heat. That's what this is about. And you cannot overstate, Mike, how many people hate the Miami Heat.
It takes a champion to basically, it makes you look in the mirror, speaking of looking in the mirror at the Heat, and see your flaws. And you know what, Tony? These are serious flaws, and tomorrow night, very likely fatal flaws.
The Miami Heat are once again NBA champions. LeBron James captures that elusive title he so desperately coveted.
It's about damn time.
The recent sweep of history is very interesting because if you go back just a few weeks, when it looked like Miami might be out of this playoffs when Bosh
down 3-2 going into Boston.
So now you have in LeBron James, you have a guy with 3 MVPs and no rings, and people are saying he's the most overrated guy of all time. Today, what you got is people saying, "Wow, how many is he going to get?"
Yeah.
And this changed basically overnight.
In a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But you know what, Tony? This is what people sort of forecast for him when he was a junior in high school. It's a lot to live up to. LeBron James is, you know what? He wound up winning his first championship, I think, at the same age as Michael Jordan winning his first championship. It's a process. It's difficult. Dwayne Wade had his finger on the pulse of this when he sort of punched him in the chest the other night and said, it's supposed to hurt, because Wade had won one already. But they get it now, and there's a lot of possibility with this team.
Well, LeBron has given us so much material over the years. We could do whole shows on LeBron. Are we nearing the end on this yet?
No, we're not. This is like where Michael Jordan was in like 1993. No, there's chapters and chapters to come. I mean, he's still a young man. He's got half his career to go. I got him playing another 8 or 9 years, certainly 5 or 6 at the top of his game.
And
right?
I got him playing most of them in Los Angeles when he opts out.
You got, so
and we can talk about that. That's yet another decision.
A lot closer to Grantland, of course.
Yeah. Why are you watching us?
That's
Go to work.
We got no more. Go
Go
back
to
to
work.
work. We're done.
Watch the Grantland channel. Much easier than reading Grantland. Why did Grantland pick a British woman? Your guess is as good as mine. Subscribe.